Hi guys, here from Tetovo. It's a beautiful place in NATO-secured North Macedonia. I really love it. Here is the mountains and this beautiful scenery, and it's an amazing place where people of all ethnic groups live in harmony, and this is really not always the case. 20 years ago this was a very big problem still in North Macedonia. It led to the conflict in 2002 and 2001. And then it has to be the Ohrid Agreement, which is 20 years ago, this August last year. And now with this Western peace effort brokered and with the situation so much improved, and with NATO and EU, NATO membership achieved, with the help of so much efforts, it's unfortunate that Macron has derailed the progress in 2019 by his no. He's not very popular. But I want to make the case for him to be re-elected here, because obviously he's better than Le Pen. Of course, nobody likes him in the Balkans because he is an absolute disaster, and he has Russian policy and pro-Serbian policy, which I now get confirmed from many people here that he has done exactly that. He has been behind the blockage of visa liberalization, the blockage of Albanian and Macedonian EU start of negotiations. He has done all these terrible things and betrayed Ukraine. That's absolutely clear. But on the other hand, of course, the alternative is even worse in Paris, and he has won now the first round. I hope he will the second round, because he is still better than Le Pen. But obviously the people of the Balkans, of course not his Serb nationalist friends, and Vucic and all these people, but everybody else here, they really don't like him, and it's hard to mobilize for him because of his terrible policy which led to the war in Ukraine, because he went to Moscow to distance himself from Ukraine's NATO and EU future, so giving a green light to Putin, and he has destroyed so much progress here in Macedonia and in Albania and Kosovo, and he has blocked visa liberalization. So the list of his sins is almost endless, and it's really very big problem, and I can assure you that nobody I talk to has anything good to say about Macron, but he is in this kind of no alternative situation, and we of course don't want the other scenario to happen. So maybe a weaker Macron, somebody who is subdued by the reality and somehow has a feeling of repentance for his past sins, would be the best option, and I hope this will be the result of the elections in the second round. But you don't know obviously. Maybe he will come back vindicated and trying to block everything again and working with Putin against the Ukraine again. It's of course an option, and it would be terrible. And the whole French policy is absolutely failed. There's nothing good coming from Paris. We can conclude that after Chirac, who was the last good president, and the rest absolutely disaster and no hope. So the only way is to isolate Paris more and to make sure that they have no kind of role to play in European politics because of their record of disaster. And that's what I hope is going to happen. And that's, I think, the way this should play out on 2 weeks from now, when we will know the results, who will be the president. After the president is elected, we need to be very clear with EU enlargement and with the new debt package. So in May is the time to prepare the new debt deal for June with the 1.5 trillion and also the big enlargement summit with Ukraine in the European Union. And if the French don't agree, yes, I don't know how to handle that obviously as well, because then we probably have to have a France which is isolated, and we have to confront them. As I say, we can also do a France without a Europe without the France. It's absolutely possible for me. It would be much better because we are not an extension of French policy. I made already the offer to participate in the French nuclear protection and to pay for it. also to fund the French nuclear industry, to make sure we have success in the energy, we solve the energy crisis. There's many options, yeah. But what we see now, this kind of policy is absolutely disastrous, and it cannot continue. It must not continue. It is absolutely disaster, and I call for it to change, yeah. So I support Macron's re-election, but it must be a European France, and not a French Europe, which we built together with Ukraine, Macedonia, Albania, and everybody else. And I say this here for Macedonia, a victim of Macron, no? And he has shattered the dreams of so many people here, and it must have an end. And that's my hope. Here from Tetovo, I say thanks a lot. That's my commentary for the French elections, and I hope that he will win, but I hope that we will have a European France in the second term of Macron, and not this ultimate disaster of the last 5 years, which we have seen from France, and this sad reality of the last years. Good. I say thanks a lot. From Tetovo, European Tetovo, very nice place, by the way. I share some impressions. It's beautiful, it is well organized, it's an amazing city. It's of course with many challenges, but they will be overcome. Here the progress is very good, and NATO-backed security, the packed dinner to the euro, and the firm future in the European Union would be all perfect if not Macron would stop it. And I hope he will change, and he will, under the hammer blows of the Russian aggression, also learn that he is absolutely wrong in everything he did up to now to the Balkans and to Eastern Europe, and it won't stand. So thanks, stand with Ukraine, more to come. Macedonia stands with Ukraine, be sure about it, and thanks a lot for listening from Pax Europiana. All the best here from Tetovo in North Macedonia. Bye!